It was 2 years since the woman's Husky had vanished, and she still missed the pup. It had apparently run off when she was out of the house, and no one had seen it since. She hadn't given up the search, though, and one day she received some shocking news. Life dealt a cruel hand to Californian Cameron Mayers, who suffered a horrible illness at a young age. In 2004, before she was even in her teens, doctors diagnosed Mayers with cancer. To be more specific, they told her she had acute lymphoblastic leukemia. But that wasn't the only thing Mayers had to deal with. As a consequence of the leukemia, she also developed type 1 diabetes on top of everything else. Needless to say, the illnesses not only had a physical impact on Mayers, but a psychological one as well. Mayers also battled depression and sought out a way to bring some positivity back into her life. With that in mind, she decided to get a dog. Not only would it be good company, but it would also give Mayers motivation to regulate her hyperglycemia with exercise. As a result, in 2013, the young woman acquired a Husky puppy called Semper Fidelis. Mayers found that being with Semper made life a lot easier. She could get out, have fun, and always had a best friend by her side for emotional support. Semper continued to be a constant in Mayers' life, even when she moved to Florida in 2015. That change caused some unexpected obstacles with her continuing treatment, however. In fact, unbeknownst to Mayers, she wasn't insured for medical procedures in her new state. This unfortunately meant that Mayers had to travel back to California for her hospital appointments in 2016. In addition, she had to begrudgingly leave Semper behind for the duration of her visit. But as a responsible pet owner, Mayers didn't leave him alone. Instead, she left Semper in the care of 2 people, her roommate and a pet sitter. Mayers then continued with her planned return trip to California, which didn't go as well as she'd hoped, especially when she received a call from her roommate regarding Semper. During an interview with ABC News in October 2018, Mayers recalled how the conversation had gone. "I was told by my roommate Semper had escaped through the front door," Mayers explained. "I asked, did he have a collar on? My roommate said he didn't know." Obviously, Mayers was beside herself with worry and did everything she could to locate Semper. She joined internet groups for lost pets, for instance, and used the Husky's microchip to try to find him. All her efforts proved fruitless, however, until she double-checked the microchip license some 2 years later. It turned out that 2 companies were registered on Semper's microchip, in fact. The original American Kennel Club, Details, and a business called Pet Key. Furthermore, the second organization had been added shortly after the Husky's reported escape. Mayers subsequently hired a lawyer and a private investigator called Ana Campos Investigations, or ACI, to get to the bottom of what had happened. After an in-depth investigation, ACI made a disturbing allegation about Semper's absence. He apparently didn't run away at all. In reality, he was never missing. He was sold, Mayers claimed in an interview with ABC News. "He was stolen by my roommate and sold from me without my consent." It turned out that Mayers' roommate had apparently sold Semper off for $200, and a legal battle ensued. Eventually, though, Mayers reunited with her Husky more than 2 years after the dog's disappearance. And ACI uploaded a Facebook video of its client's reaction on October 18, 2018. The heart-melting footage begins with Mayers shouting Semper's name as he arrives in the back of a car. For his part, the Husky is restlessly pacing along the rear seat and wagging his tail like crazy. It looks as if he can't wait to get out and see his human. When Semper sees Mayers, in fact, his ears pick up and he takes off running straight towards her. The Husky winds up in his owner's open arms, showering her face with kisses. And the reunion is overwhelming for Mayers, who breaks down in tears of joy. Semper's too excited to stay still, forcing Mayers to hold onto his leash tightly while the dog dashes around. "He's still the same as usual," she cries out, just tugging the leash as always. Mayers can't stop herself from sobbing, but Semper's on hand to comfort her. The video ends with Mayers and Semper walking off camera to catch up on lost time. As for Pet Key, the second company registered to Semper's microchip, ABC News asked them for a comment. Nick Acosta, Pet Key's president, supplied a response. "It's a pet identifier," Acosta claimed. "It's not a certificate of ownership. It's just to help pets going in the right direction. Vets, shelters, animal control, etc. It's not for the microchip company to determine who the rightful owner is." The most important thing, though, is surely that Semper and Mayers are back together, even if it did take 2 years. Mayers informed ABC News that she's slowly recovering from the emotional damage that her roommate's alleged theft caused. "The huge wound in my heart can finally start healing," Mayers said. In addition, Mares revealed the origin behind Semper Fidelis's name. It's a Latin phrase meaning always faithful, she explained, and Semper has always been faithful to me. Mares also advised lost pet owners to double-check their fur babies' microchip licenses for extra registries, saying, "I implore owners to be aware that this can and does happen."